this a try. Should be live there. That's good. And then if I start game, cool. Is it working? It's working. Cool. All right. Good, 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 good. Okay. So this is a little weird. I'm going to have to use my phone for chat. Because I'm actually playing this game in full screen now. Which is awesome. And it looks, as far as I can tell, it looks like it's showing up okay on my stream window. Sorry, give me a moment while I pull up the thing. And by the thing, I mean the phone app. No. I gotta update the app. We'll do that later. Should still be able to. Yes. Okay. All right. Okay. So, good evening, everyone. Welcome to a Syberia stream, and my very first stream with 2 monitors. I finally have 2 monitors for my home computer, which is something I've been wanting for a while and just never got around to getting, and it finally happened. So, yeah, things will be different. That's why, like, if you see me looking over this way, actually I won't need to, because, okay, so, normally, I would have my OBS window on the second monitor over there, but the way this is set up, it actually doesn't show up, which is why I'm using the, so, yeah, the problem with older games is they act weird if you have 2 monitors, especially if you're streaming them. Hey, 32-bit kid, thank you for the bits! So yeah, I mean, I could, if it turns out that this is too weird, I might just switch back to the windowed mode. Also, currently, the full screen, you probably can't see it on your end, but the full screen version of this game is a little bit stretched on my monitor. It's not too bad. It doesn't really bother me that much, but I guess we'll see. We'll see how. We'll see if it drives me crazy. But I suspect it won't. Yeah, it's a little bit weird looking, but I think I can live with it. Yeah, so hopefully playing this game in full screen will help relieve some of the pixel hunting woes. And also, the other nice thing about this is that I don't have to make my mouse cursor disappear. I don't have to set my Windows mouse cursor invisible, which is a thing I had to do when I was playing in windowed mode, because that was just a weird little idiosyncrasy that happened when you played this game in windowed mode. And considering that the game window was pretty small and the cursor changes are pretty subtle, it was really annoying to have to have the Windows cursor over the top of it, because it kind of it hid what I was able to do. So it did actually interfere with gameplay. It wasn't just annoying. So this way, I mean, the game window's a little stretched for me. I think it should look okay on your end. but it should, like I said, help with the pixel hunting, because things are nice and big for me now, which is great. Anyway, we met this weird dude who is just kind of in this mine that he converted to like a shrine to like an opera singer, I guess, which is creepy. I think I already talked to him about as much as I want
Listen,
to talk to.
Obviously all this has been just one big
Oh, yeah.
misunderstanding. So you're going to give me Oscar's hands back, and we're going to get out of your city immediately.
Out of the question. I must have these hands. That is all.
Right. He also stole Oscar's hands because he wants to make an automaton of said opera singer, or opera singer? No, pianist. Pianist. Piano player. And I think, oh yeah, and he opened up like a room, his creepy stalker shrine to her. So we're gonna have to go look at that. Yeah. So, and by the way, if anything looks weird on your end, please do let me know, because this whole setup is still kind of a work in progress, and you know, playing older games tends to be kind of touch and go at times. So if anything looks weird, let me know, and I'll see what I can do to fix it.
Who are you?
Sergei Borodin, the director of the...
I didn't choose to stop in your station.
It is very kind. Right.
Okay, right. So I think we already talked to him about everything.
I'm sorry, I can't make heads or tails out of your story at all. Without my engineer's hands, I'm stuck here, you see?
Everything I have designed, all that I have invented, everything is for her. Do you realize? Her. Oh, to hear her sing one more time here in my factory.
But who is she?
Helena,
Okay, right.
the one and only. When I was told that the mine...
And is...
Sure. Once...
Yeah, that must have been a happy coincidence.
I don't know. Maybe someone should look...
And you promised that once...
I promise.
Well, I guess I'm going to have to believe.
I have no idea. But for a woman of the world
Right,
like
okay.
yourself...
Cool. Glad to hear it. Thank you.
And what if I helped you to make some other hands, just for your automaton?
Why should life be complicated when
You mentioned
I pieced it together myself?
your passion amazes me.
No. Clockwork mechanisms. Hans Vorarlberg.
Sure, I understand.
My dear, one thing is...
When you stepped on the...
Everything in this city, sweet lady, belongs...
My train is not a part of this factory.
Well, as long as...
Out of the question.
Maybe I won't have to.
I hope...
Okay.
Please excuse...
So...
Right. We have had all those conversations already. I just wanted to give myself a little bit of a refresher.
Listen,
Out. So...
Okay, so I can't look at any of those things because he's in the way. Right. So I guess let's go elsewhere. Oh yeah, it was the shrine thingy was down here, I think, somewhere. I gotta remember. Oh yeah, it was over here because he activated this lift when we talked to him last week. Oh yeah. Mm-hmm. Okay. Gramophone. I'm sure that'll be. That's some like dressmakers models. Ooh. That's a nice big portrait over there. Oh, she's like on the older side. She's an older lady. That's cool. Look at all these dresses. Wow. Ah, here we go. A tantalizingly open drawer. Look at that mist-ass book. Young Helena Romansky's crystal-clear voice moves amateurs and professionals alike, gathered for the 9th Voix d'Or Festival in Brussels. The young Russian soprano was the revelation of the event. She is an exceptionally talented singer, and at the tender age of 20, Helena looks to have a very promising career ahead of her. Aw, look at her. She's so pretty. Helena Romansky's finest numbers are collected here on this golden disc, millions of copies of which are being sold around the world. The voice, Helena Romansky. Even older, she's still pretty. Comrade Helena Romansky sings for the people. Her series of recitals with piano performed in the factories of our great republic. After Kiev, our diva arrives at Komkolsgrad. Ravishing Helena is seen here with the factory director, Comrade Borodin, and several admirers. Right. Helena Romansky's success in Europe is assured. The great Helena Romansky, our nation's glory, appears and triumphs every night on Europe's most famous stages. Following from Milan, Paris, and Vienna, Helena Romansky gave an exceptional recital in which her voice was even more powerful and moving than ever. Helena Romansky at this point is at the peak of her artistic career, and her recitals that year are exceptional. The high point in testimony to this greatness is her unforgettable interpretation of Rigoletto, sung with her great friend, the Russian tenor Frank Malkovich. Let us not forget that the latter has recently decided to pursue his career in the United States. Yesterday evening, adoring crowds filled out the Bolshoi to say their fond farewells to Helena Romansky, their diva, making her last ever public appearance. Romansky revolutionized lyrical artistry, and her name has already passed into posterity. Through the well of emotion, her fatigue and illness, she merely managed to utter a tearful thank you. Aww. Oh, we got some letters. Madame Helena Romansky, Kempinski Apartments, 121 Mokovaya Street, Moscow. Not known at this address. Return to sender. Oh, okay. We got some love letters? Well, we'll see. Or just fan letters. Komkolsgrad, June 15th, 1997. Dear Helena, pray forgive me such familiarity of tone. I've written to you so often and for so long now that I feel I have come to know you intimately through my correspondence. I hope, if my previous letters have reached you, that you share this feeling. I am writing to you at this address for the 112th time. Wow. I hope that one day you will return there and you will find one of my letters. This one, maybe. I can only hope. It's just that I have so much to say to you, so much to share. My work progresses well. As I wrote before, the hardest part was to put theory into practice. But I'm gradually finding solutions to the problems and have managed to add a whole host of fine adjustments. The grand organ is now nearly complete. I can't wait for you to see it. Madame, I have transformed my factory into a crown, and I hope that you will be its jewel. It is a magnificent stage, one worthy of your talent and beauty. Helena, I feel so close to you. You and you alone are all I think about. The more time that goes by, the more certain I become that one day you will visit me in this factory that is dedicated entirely to you. I have immense hope in my heart, and I am awaiting your acceptance of my invitation. Yours in faith and devotion, Sergei Borodin. That's incredibly creepy. Anything else? No, doesn't look like it. Anything on this little vanity? No. Do I? Yes, okay. I guess let's go back and talk to him again. I don't know if that opened up anything new, but...
Listen, obviously, oh,
Out of the...
I'm sorry, I can't.
Everything I have...
But-
Hell, why not?
And
I...
and you well,
I...
and what if I have?
What?
Who are you? I did.
It is...
Please.
So-
Actually. No, I didn't think so. Hmm. Wait. I gotta remember how the heck to navigate my way around this place.
It seems this monorail is controlled from somewhere else.
Okay. Right. So here's the pianist. Which I can't do anything with. Uh, Oh, right, okay. That's the front entrance, basically. Hmm. Wait a minute. Didn't my mom mention Frank Malkovich? I'm gonna call Mom.
Hi, Mom.
Kate! What? Have you seen the time? Why are you phoning me in the middle of the night?
Sorry, Mom. I forgot about the time zones. Did I wake you?
Well, of course you woke me up. I was sleeping deeply, too. I simply got to get my beauty sleep. I've got an absolutely crazy day tomorrow.
I'm sorry, it's just that it's real important and urgent. I haven't got a lot of time.
Well, if it really can't wait till tomorrow, Munchkin, come on, tell your mommy what's up. No way I'm calling Dan for you, if that's what you want.
No, fuck Dan.
Mom, listen, please. I seem to remember you're seeing a Marovich or something like that at the moment.
No. Malkovich, Munchkin. Frank Malkovich.
Yeah, right. So, but he's an opera singer, right?
That's right. They say he had the finest voice of his time, my dear. Imagine that.
That's just great. So then he must have known a famous singer called Helena Romansky. She's Russian too. Please, if you can ask him if...
Listen, honey, if it's stars you're after, Frank knows them all. I'll just wake him up and let him tell you himself.
You mean he's...
Oh, Kate, listen, you're still there. Frank tells me he did hang out with a Romansky once, but it was platonic. You know those singers. She's a great soprano.
Great. Does he know where she went? Does she still sing? Where does she live?
1 second, Munchkin. Frank says she was very ill and she withdrew from circulation. Really? She went to rest in some spa somewhere. He thinks it was called Arrowbad, but it was 15 years ago and he's not sure. And well, honey, when Frank wakes up, he always takes a little bit of time to get going, you know.
Mom.
Thanks a bundle, Mom. And Frank, too. You're both fantastic. Love you both. Thanks again. Catch you later.
All right. Great. I'm amazed that I remembered that little detail from a conversation I had with Mom, like, weeks ago. Okay. I roll bad. I wonder if Oscar knows anything about Arrow. Probably not. But let's see what he has to say, if anything. Climb stairs faster.
How are you, Oscar?
Apart from the fact that I am incapable of drinking a cup of tea, of reading the paper, of scratching my nose, or even of adjusting my spectacles, everything is fine. Thank you for asking, Kate Walker.
Did you ever do any of those things in the first place?
Oscar, I have to leave for Arrowbad right away.
Kate Walker, how can you even think of it? It is out of the question to so much as set foot outside this creepy town without retrieving my hands. I will remind you that I am the only one here in a position to drive this train, and that in my present state I am unable to fulfill this function correctly.
I know, Oscar. That's why I'm going without you.
What? You are going to abandon me here?
Calm down,
Not
Oscar.
forever.
And don't worry, I'm not abandoning you. We've got to get your hands and carry on our journey. I've got to get to Arrowbad and bring back Helena Romansky.
Oh, I'm so relieved. Not that I ever doubted your abilities. I was just surprised, that's all. But if you don't have the train, how can you hope to get there?
That's the part I don't know. What I do know is I'm going to have to find some other transportation. But I'm counting on you, Oscar, to take good care of the train while I'm away.
You can trust me. Even without my hands, I can be a very resourceful automaton. Do come back quickly, Kate Walker.
Count on it, Oscar.
I believe him.
Oscar,
Kate,
I know.
what?
Calm.
Oh,
That's the
you can...
count. Right. I'm done. Take care of yourself, Oscar.
Good luck, Kate Walker. And don't forget me.
Aw. Oski. I mean, I have metal shears. I think that'll do for a machete in a pinch. Oh, wait, no. Besides, I think we already cut through the red tape last time. Although, I mean, when Oscar is involved, there's gonna be more red tape, I'm sure. Alright, I bet that monorail will take me to Arrowbad if I can convince Mr. Borodin up here to operate it for me. Oh, hey, look. It's the phone.
Hello?
Did I wake you up? I can't sleep at all. This whole business just keeps turning round and round in my
Dan,
head.
I swear to God.
What business, Dan?
But Kate, that argument we had, have you forgotten? I really need to talk about that again.
Oh, you know, I guess we were both a little high-strung, that's all. But don't sweat it, okay?
Don't forgive him.
Yeah, sure. Getting carried away never solves anything, does it? I must say I felt really dumb when I hung up.
Really?
Yeah, I left the door to my office open and I was convinced everybody around heard me.
I'm so embarrassed, Dan. Please say I'm sorry to your colleagues from me.
It doesn't matter, honey. Promise me that you will never put me in that state again.
Oh my God.
You're usually so delightful. I have the impression that this journey is putting more than distance between us.
Well, it's true I'm living a whole load of new and amazing experiences.
Damn.
Okay, I see. And still no Hans Vorarlberg?
No.
Keep me posted. You know how important you are to me. Hurry home, huh?
I'll try. Big hug, Dan.
To your ego, you mean? Right? I fucking hate him. Oh my God. I'm going to design an automaton, an assassin automaton to kill Dan. That's what I'm going to do when I find Hans Vorarlberg. I'm going to beg him to design an assassin automaton to kill my stupid, shitty husband. Fuck Dan.
Director,
Ah, it is you, Miss Walker.
Director, I think I know where Helena Romansky is.
My God, you have found Helena. That is fantastic.
From my research, Helena Romansky is living in Arrowbad.
Arlbad. Helena Romansky is in Arlbad.
You know the town, then? You know where it is?
Of course.
God,
It was a famous spa resort.
you're so
In
right.
its heyday, Arlbad welcomed all the big wigs of the regime. To be granted a stay there was a real honor. Today, the honor has gone, along with all the generals and colonels, all washed away with the sea.
It sounds like a good place if you need to take it easy or convalesce.
I think Madame Romansky would be happier here. I
You would think that.
she'll prefer the peace and quiet here, the perfect tranquility of our little town.
Not that you're biased or anything. Hey, Samantaji.
From my research,
Arl,
you know that
of course.
it's.
I,
What makes you think this lady is going to come back with me?
you're a lawyer, are you not? No doubt you will be able to plead my cause brilliantly to her.
That's not really how lawyers work, but okay. I appreciate the vote of confidence.
You know, I could get there 10 times quicker if you gave me my automaton's hands back. Then I could use my train.
Out of the question that I tamper with my pianist now. Please understand, there are still one or two finer adjustments that I must make before Helena arrives.
Hey, Raviolin.
I remember you're saying that you didn't know Hans Vorarlberg. It's strange because there's a photo in your museum with a man accompanied by Helena Romansky and yourself.
Oh,
And that man looks just like Hans Vorarlberg.
that must be the one in the...
And so,
It was just him.
does this prove that I know him? I think you have forgotten that only several years ago, this city was swarming with people. Do you think I actually knew every employee by their first name?
No, of course not. But the man is holding hands with Helena, so I just imagined that maybe...
Is he?
Just imagined? Yes, you were. Imagining things, my dear. You have a mission in hand, Miss Walker. Pray, concentrate on it.
Sounds like someone's jealous.
Why don't you come with me? After all, you're the person in the best position to convince Helena Romansky.
Unfortunately, since my accident, I seldom leave my office if I can avoid it. And it is not wise for a director to leave his city now, is it?
Oh, this is a Phantom of the Opera situation. I can't believe it took me this long to figure that out. Because, okay, you know why? Because with the smaller screen, when I was playing in windowed mode, I didn't realize that he's wearing a mask. But I can see that now that I'm playing in full screen. So, yeah, he is clearly the Phantom of the Opera. And Helena Romansky is Christine. You don't like this man? He's creepy as hell. I would love to punch him in the face. Oh yes, thank you. I almost forgot that was my Go Live notification.
How can I get to Arrowbad?
There is one way that you can. Here in the city, there are no suitable vehicles left. But that drunk old fool living up there, he'll have something.
What drunken old fool?
What?
You mean you're not alone? What's up there?
You mean you haven't noticed the space compound on the plateau? There's still some pathetic old soldier guarding it. But he's more interested these days in reaching for another bottle than reaching for the stars.
Space combat.
And you think this gentleman could have a vehicle for me?
I haven't the slightest idea. If you catch him on a good day, then maybe. But good days for him are far and few between. I wish you luck.
How do I get up to the space compound then?
There is a monorail that leads up to the
Sweet.
Cosmodrome. When you are inside, I will activate the automatic pilot.
Perfect. Thank you.
How can I get to...
There is...
What?
You mean...
And you...
I...
How...
There is...
Okay, I'm going. Wish me luck.
I am counting on you, Miss Walker.
Excellent. Now we are getting somewhere. Yeah, man, why are like all the most, if not all, of the male characters in this game are just terrible people? In fact, most of the characters in general, period, male and female.
Hello?
Kate! Oh, that you? How are you?
Olivia. Great, just the right person. Look, have you heard of Helena Romansky?
No. Is she some Russian fashion designer?
No, she's a singer.
I guess Oscar
I'm
will be
going to be meeting her
non-binary.
soon. I've just got to find a way of reaching Arrowbad. Can you imagine how lucky I am?
Not really. Well, what relation's this singer got with the toy case? You sure you know what you're up to, Kate? You sound really different, like you're changing or something.
Look, it's like this. If I'm going to get to the end of my journey, I've got to link up this singer and the director of the Comcalsgrad Industrial City. Don't worry, I know exactly what I'm doing. Why did you say that I've changed?
I don't know, just an impression. You sound more sure of yourself, like stronger, more confident.
Heck yeah.
And that's a problem?
There you go. Just takes one word and you're up on your high horse. I'm beginning to see Dan's point of view. It's getting harder and harder to back you up all the time.
What is your problem, Olivia?
What does that mean?
Well, it means that I had a drink or two with Dan because he wants to talk. He feels a bit lonely, you see?
And what's he been telling you?
Nothing. He just has the impression you're slipping away from him. He can't see where you're coming from anymore. Like,
We went to the movies the other day, and he said that you would have loved the film, but I told him that...
You mean you're dating my fiancé?
No! No, not dating, Kate. Just propping him up while you're away.
They absolutely
All
are.
in good cause. I can keep an eye on him for you at the same time.
What would I do without you?
Oh, you're jealous. Well, that's a good sign. That means you want him. Now, that he'll be pleased to hear.
You seeing each other again soon?
Tomorrow night. He invited me to dinner at the Goldberg. You don't mind, do you, Kate?
No worries. Look, I've got to go, Olivia. Take care.
Oh gosh, this whole situation is messed up. I mean, you two can have each other. As far as I'm concerned, go nuts. Olivia, you can have him. Dan, you can have her. Just enjoy each other's company forever, and I will just be off on my own, living my best life. Without the two of you, because you both suck. Olivia doesn't suck quite as much as Dan does, but they both suck. I hope they are fucking. You okay? Oh. What is this? What is all of this nonsense? What the hell am I looking at? Oh, this is a bunch of bottles, so oh, what's this? Oh my god, what am I gonna have to do with this?
I need a key.
Ah, that would be the man I'm after, I think.
Excuse me, sir. Sorry to disturb you, but yoo-hoo. Can you hear me?
3, 2, 1, contact, and we have liftoff. Oh, holy mother, a dame, a pretty dame on the launch pad.
Hey,
Please, no need to worry, sir. Just do stay calm.
keep that to yourself.
I just want some information.
Watch what you're doing, sweetheart. We ain't got no information, no strategies, no plans to tell anyone, anywhere, anytime. Military regulations, you think it bad?
Huh.
My name's Kate Walker. I'm a lawyer from... I'm a bit lost. And I guess you know this place.
Boris Charov, at your service, madam. Can I offer you something from the bar?
No, thank you. Tell me, how long have you been here?
For as long as it took for you to come along, sweet pea.
Ugh.
Don't think I've been lonely. I got a bottle or two here. Keep me company?
You're a soldier, aren't you? Ex-cosmonaut?
Hey, honey, that's all in the past. Hell, let's talk about today. Let's have a drink. That's an order, soldier.
Does the name Hans Vorarlberg mean anything to you?
Charles... of course I know that name. But, it's been a long time since I've seen something like that around here.
Vorarlberg. He's a person. I'm looking for him, and I think he might have come by here a few years ago.
Well, in that case, let us raise our glasses to this brave man and his very good health.
Yeah, they do, don't they?
I came here by train, but I've got this mechanical problem. I had to leave the train down in the industrial zone. The director down there told me you were here.
Nah, Borodine, that dumb traitor. I tell you, he's gone over to the enemy, over to the dark side. It's terrifying, the darkness. Eating out his brain. The jerk.
That's maybe going a bit far. He is a little eccentric, I'll grant you that. But when you live on your own, cut off from the world for so long...
His brain's gone AWOL, I tell you. There's no darkness in my brain. I've got a cure. See? My secret antidote. Go on, have some. It'll stop you getting a cold.
I don't think I'm in a high-risk category, but thanks anyway.
Why is bird an active conversation or topic again?
So many birds nesting around here.
Oh.
What attracts them all here like
Different
that?
bird, I guess.
Dumb birds. But at least a bird don't get bored, does it? See? They can fly. Them birds, geez, they can fly.
Sounds like you're jealous of them.
Well, maybe you're just right there. Because sometimes I like to let Soyuz loose and watch them circle for hours on end. The birds, they crap themselves when they see him coming. Don't stop him coming back, though.
Soyuz?
Soyuz, ma'am. A silver angel. A savior who cleans our cosmodrome of them dirty rats with dirty wings.
Oh. Another one of those, eagle automatons, perhaps?
I need to get to Arrowbad, and quick.
You go ahead, soldier. I'll stay here and keep you covered. I got the supplies here. Got to keep an eye on them. Tricky job, too, you know. All these bottles.
I heard that maybe you could lend me a vehicle or something?
A vehicle? All our vehicles were picked up and shipped out to the borders years ago. General's orders. I say, let us raise our glass to this finest soldier this country's ever known, little lady.
I don't mean to offend you, but I'm not in the mood for a drink right now.
And you'll live to regret it to your dying days, sweetheart. To your health, while you have it.
Please, can you try and get a grip? I must absolutely find a way out of this industrial complex.
Jeez, me too. I've really got to get out of this dump, but not before I've had a little drink. Here, get your pretty little lips around this. Vodka. Tell me what you think.
Do you have a vehicle to lend me? I think I'd even test one of your rockets right now if I had to.
Do it.
Toast my rockets. Hey, pretty dame, I'll drink to that. Now, just a minute. We gotta need a special bottle for this special occasion. Something to blow you away. 3, 2, 1, contact, and we have liftoff.
Okay, that's enough.
What was that? Did you say something? Are our female comrades revolting or what? Oh, trouble on its way. Bottoms up. Power to the babushkas.
Okay.
Please.
Gee,
I was going to... Forget it, it doesn't matter. He's too drunk to help anyone anyway.
I am not drunk. I have drunk. A little.
Sure. You keep telling yourself that, buddy. Hey, free bottle. Yoink. Stick that in my shirt.
Strange. Sure, I left a bottle or two around here. I gotta get some air. Wall's getting pretty tight. We'll think about that blast off later, huh?
Are you okay, Colonel? Are you sure you're all right?
Oh.
Be careful. Don't lean out too far or you'll...
Ah!
Okay, well, have a nice nap. Hey. I don't think there's anything else in here, is there? Oh, there it is. Here we go. Yeah. Take that key. And more things to read. Huzzah! Kunkulsgrad Cosmodrome, the Prototype Program Management Committee. Object, Program XP-25, the Vorarlberg Spring-Loaded Launchpad Project. Comrades. Subsequent to inspections over the last year, our comrades of the Government Space Commission have reached an unfavorable conclusion concerning the Vorarlberg project, Program XP-25. Here are their findings. 1. The Space Commission is convinced that Hans Vorarlberg's research will yield no concrete results capable of serving the military interests of our country or of advancing its space program. 2. It is considered that this project will only bring ridicule to our country and give a very poor image of our national space industry abroad. 3. During the last few years, in a long succession of fruitless attempts, Comrade Vorarlberg has clearly demonstrated the limits to his knowledge of mechanical sciences. Consequently, we have ordered the irrevocable suspension of the program. It has been deemed counter-revolutionary, and we now withdraw all collaboration with Comrade Vorarlberg. This decision has been approved by the Supreme Soviet, who adopted with a clear majority the Central Committee Directive of April 15th, relating to the definitive cancellation of the Vorarlberg Spring-Loaded Launchpad Project, Program XP-25. The directive announces the provisional closure of the Kunkulsgrad Cosmodrome and reassignment of Vorarlberg Project, Program XP-25, test pilots to other domains. Kunkulsgrad, the 21st of April, 1979. General Balya Mushin, commander of the Cosmodrome. Okay. So I guess that's probably why this guy is all down in the dumps. Because he's out of work, basically. He's been rendered obsolete. And that sucks. Okay. Is this gonna be like a crane? There we go. Okay. I guess I'm supposed to put him somewhere. I don't know where, though. Huh? I don't get it. Oh. 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 What did that do? If that did something, I completely missed it. I have no idea what that did. I got the impression there was like a water thing somewhere. I probably have to like pour water on him to sober him up. What is all this? Oh, that's the rocket. Okay. I don't like all these like huge industrial like puzzle settings because it's so overwhelming, and I don't know like. I never know what's important. I have no idea what I'm looking at half the time. There's just like so many like things to potentially poke at. It's just so it's too much. Oh hey, another one of those keys.
This thing's jammed. I need a key. This
Oh. Ah. Okay. Unauthorized procedure. Centrifuge empty. Oh, which I somehow... Apparently I know what that says, even though I'm an American lawyer, and nothing indicated that I spoke Russian at all. Is that, Raviolin, is that accurate? Is that actually what it says? Blood sample required. Blood sample? Why? Unauthorized procedure. Okay. Oh.
If that's going to work, it looks like something's missing.
Blood testing apparatus. Okay. Okay. I guess it's like to ensure that the pilot of your spacecraft isn't drunk off his ass when you go to launch him into space. Makes sense. All right. Well, let's see here. Ooh, okay. Those are the birds. That is a lot of birds.
I need a key. I need...
there's a lot of puzzle elements. I have yet to really figure out how they all fit together, but I guess we'll figure that out eventually. There we go. Okay. Good. I was right, there was a water thing. Bloosh. Wake up!
Hey, what's happening? That's water you got there. Stop it! Now! You want me to drown?
I'd like you to drown in something other than alcohol. Let's put it that way.
Calm down. It's all right. Just a little wake-up call, that's all. You must have had quite a bit to drink.
Gee, you're right there. Not the first time either. Probably won't be the last. My head. Please, could you whisper?
Please, do excuse me. But it was the only way I could think of to bring you back to your senses.
A little extreme, maybe. But I get the impression you're a lady who likes to see results.
Damn right.
My name is Kate Walker. I'm a lawyer currently in charge of a special case. I'll spare you the details, but I've landed here, you see, unintentionally.
It is indeed an honor to welcome you here to the Cosmodrome, ma'am. My name is Colonel Boris Sharoff. I'm a Red Army test pilot reject. And now I babysit the Komkalsgrad space complex.
This is an amazing complex. Shame it's a little run down.
What do you expect?
Put it mildly.
Space race is yesterday's news. That's the way it is. News 1 minute, history the next.
I like him better when he's not drunk off his ass.
I'm looking for someone. Hans Vorarlberg. And I think he came by here about 20 years ago.
Hans,
Excuse me.
you want to know if I know Hans? But of course. He invented one of the most incredible flying machines of the Cosmodrome. Christmas, good old Hans. Even after that dumb and dirty trick he played on me. But I wouldn't give to see him again.
Oh, what did he do?
What do you mean? What did he do to you?
Hans Vorarlberg and his famous flying wing. See, he invented this kind of spring-loaded launcher, capable of projecting a weird rocket into the stratosphere. It was red revolutionary hot, and I was going to be its first test pilot. Holy cow, what a job. And then several days before the launch, Hans disappears into thin air like that. Poof! The test program? Well, it's abandoned.
Just disappeared like that? Without saying where he was going?
You see, he wanted to hit the stars, but not bombs, if you get my drift. One day, Hans finally worked out what his launcher was really for.
Ah.
The generals have always called the shots here, you realize, and when they asked Hans to screw a nuclear warhead onto his flying wing, well, he wasn't a happy man. So he left, just like that.
If everything was ready, why didn't you just wind the thing up and go flying after all?
Nobody understood machines here like Hans, especially not his own utopian inventions. You see, such inventions only live and breathe with their creator in the saddle. Without him, space travel became damn near impossible. Since then, well, I still like to travel, but in my own little way.
I'm beginning to understand a bit about how Hans Vorarlberg's inventions work. What is this one like?
I don't really know. As you can see, I'm a soldier, ma'am. Nothing more, nothing less. I'm not a goddamn aerospace engineer.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it was a Cold War thing, like, the Russians wanted to use Hans's inventions to drop nukes on their enemies. And Hans was like, "Fuck that shit."
I've left my train in the Komkalsgrad station. Do you think it'll get in the way?
If I were you, I'd get out of there as quick as possible.
That's exactly what I intend to do, as soon as the director gives me back my automaton's hands. That's why I want to go to Arrowbad.
So go, and go quickly, and get back what belongs to you. With a man like that, you never know what might happen.
You don't like him very much, then?
I'll confess that since his accident, he's gone a little doolally. These days, I stay clear of him, and you should do the same.
I don't really have the choice.
He is kind of a creepazoid.
Don't you find it strange to see so many birds in the Cosmodrome?
It's the iron rafters. They love them. And nowadays, they can enjoy a bit of good old peace and quiet here. So, of course, they turn up in flockloads. Sometimes I set Soyuz onto them. Just like the good old days.
Soyuz?
Soyuz is the last Golden Eagle left in active service. We had to get the dumb canaries out of the way before takeoff, so what did we do? Set the Eagle on them. And you should see them fly. Soyuz, he's like a cat among the pigeons. Magnificent.
Does Arrowbad mean anything to you?
Arrowbad. It's been a long time since I heard that name. It's a spa resort, man. Top brass of the regime would go there. As well as convalescing soldiers, tired politicians, profiteers and racketers, the whole caboodle. They'd go live it up, all expenses paid. One privilege I never got. Just 2 steps away from becoming the nation's hero, and no free holiday for me.
And where exactly is this place?
Further east. We never had to know where exactly. The airship was programmed to take vacationers there.
Ah,
From here.
well, perfect.
Do you think the airship still works?
No idea. It's been so long since it was used.
And then I've got to learn how to use it, too.
You won't have any worries there. It has an automatic pilot. Go visit if you want. Here's the key.
Sweet.
Thanks.
Thank you very much, sir.
There aren't many vehicles on this base.
When they decided to close the Cosmodrome, they towed all the useful equipment away.
It doesn't matter. I'll find some other way.
If I can help you, please, just ask.
I came here by train, but unfortunately it broke down. I've got to get to Arrowbad immediately. Someone told me you might have a vehicle to lend me.
Someone? Who might that someone be? I hope you're not talking about Sergei Borodin.
Well, yes, I am. The director of the industrial complex below.
Be careful, ma'am. He is not a rational man. He can be mean and very dangerous.
He suggested I come and see you, actually. But I get the impression that he doesn't care much for you either.
I don't care what he thinks of me. All I say to you is, watch out for him.
Indeed.
Thank you so much for helping me. I'm sorry to have woken you up like that.
It's been great talking to you, ma'am. I think I'll take 40 wins right now.
Just immediately conks out. Alright, well, let's go poke at the airship again. Oh. And there's an automaton in here. Oops, I didn't want to do that. Right, because it has autopilot, so of course it would have an automaton.
Doesn't look like that works.
I don't see anything I can mess with, so... Oh, hold on. Can I get a blood sample from Boris now? Yeah, he definitely does not sound Russian, does he? No, she's gone. Let's try back inside. Maybe gotta stick him while he's asleep. Oh, no, he's gone. Wait. Nothing else. Nothing, nothing, nothing. A whole bunch of nothing. I haven't been over this way, I don't think. Ah.
Doesn't look like that works. Doesn't look...
Doesn't look like that works. Well, what is it though? What does it do? How do I know? How do I know that it doesn't work? I don't know what it is. Okay. It's okay. I don't see anything else around here that I can do anything with.
seems this monorail is controlled from somewhere else.
Oh. Alright, well, I'm stuck here then. Okay. I wonder what's in this box.
Doesn't look like that works. Doesn't look like that. Doesn't look. Well, that bird is clearly important somehow. That might be Soyuz. Oh. There you are. Just wondering where you got off to. There you are. I was looking for you. I've managed to trigger the autopilot mechanism, but the airship still won't take off. Do you know why?
Maybe. I've got some idea. But you look like you're a pretty good mechanic.
Do I?
Let's just say that since the start of the journey, I've managed to get by and get to know Hans Varlberg's strange contraptions.
Okay. I have a deal to make with you. I've been living in this dumb launcher site for years. And I've always said that one of these days I'm going to the stars on that flying wing. And I better make that trip before vodka stews my brain. But I gotta know how it works. And you look like you might have some clue at least. If you could help me get to the stars, I'll tell you how the airship works. What do you say? We got a deal?
Why not? I'll see what I can do for you.
What are you tinkering with? Why is it taking so long?
Hey.
Just a bit longer, if you can. I'm doing my best.
I'm sorry, I just couldn't wait. Put yourself in my shoes. I've been dreaming of this moment for so long.
Come on, you've waited for 20 years, you can wait 5 more minutes.
What are you
Here,
Comrade Boris, I need a few drops of your blood.
Excuse me?
To get the centrifuge
Creepy.
going, we'll need to analyze the pilot's blood. If you're going to the stars, you've got to be in good health, you see? That's why I need a blood sample. It won't hurt.
There's two things a good soldier is always ready to do.
Yes, it will.
Drop his pants and spill his blood. Go ahead.
I'll only be needing your blood.
Hopefully not at the same time.
My pleasure, ma'am. Ow!
Excuse me. Pardon my yawns.
What do you tinker?
Okay, cool. So, got some bloods. Stick it in the console. Soldier, pull your pants up, please. There you go. Blood sample refused. Alcohol level too high. Oh, okay.
Okay, I think I've figured out how it works. Get settled in and let's go. Colonel, are you all right?
Never been better. Head's spinning a bit, but I am used to that. I'm a professional pilot.
Yay, geez. We'll just centrifuge the blood, the alcohol out of your blood.
Miss Walker, come in, Miss Walker. Are you receiving me?
Clear as smog. Can you speak up?
I'm ready. Press the launch button.
Okay. Commencing countdown.
Takeoff procedure engaged. Countdown commencing.
Also, conveniently,
Colonel,
that's in English.
You've forgotten to tell me the secret of the airship. What do I have to do?
The airship will need to be right up.
So just like everything else. You don't have like
6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
a space helmet or
We have
anything?
liftoff.
Okay. Sure. Getting some Final Fantasy VII flashbacks over here. I'm gonna call that guy Sid. Ooh, what's this? Drop something? Oh. Has that been there? I'm sure I would have noticed that if it was there before. I don't think it's been there. I think it just showed up. Hey, hi there, Exter Isby. Airship needs to be cranked. Where?
Doesn't look like that works.
Oh, maybe, maybe the other spot where that bird was. I see, it's hard to tell how everything is, like, connected. It's like 5 screens away, at least. If that is the right place to go. Hey. Burb. Okay, so we're talking actual, literal golden eagle. Ooh. Yikes. Okay. Is that all I had to do? Just get the birds out of there? Yeah, I assumed when he was talking about a golden eagle, I was like, oh, you probably mean like a mechanical eagle like we had in the Barokstadt station. But no, actual, real, live golden eagle. Cool. Top tier 2002 CGI, yeah, I mean... It may look a little dated, but this game looks pretty good. I've been enthusing basically every stream about how gorgeous this game is. This place isn't really a great place to show that off, just because it's all like dingy, dirty, mechanical crap, which is not very impressive. But there's been a lot of really nice looking environments. There we go. Now we're getting somewhere, finally. I guess the presence of birds was enough to keep that from... I don't know if that puzzle made much sense, honestly. Hey, Samantaji, you're welcome back. Tea. What kind of tea? We sent the drunk cosmonaut guy to space, apparently, and then we activated the airship. None of the puzzles make sense. I don't know, some of them do. Some of them are questionable. But I've definitely seen worse. I've seen much worse puzzles than the ones in this game. See, there we go. There's a really nice environment there. English breakfast. Excellent choice. Okay. Oh, I guess this will be Arlbad.
Hello?
What do you think you're doing, Kate? I wanted updates. I wanted results.
Certainly, Mr. Marson. We all do. Down on the ground, we're doing all we can, but there's no new developments.
Kate, I don't think you understand the urgency of this situation. Universal toys are on my back and digging in. I can't hold them off much longer. You're putting the firm in a very tricky situation.
I am very sorry, but a slight mishap or two has meant that I've had to modify my mission temporarily.
Miss Walker, you're walking on a minefield here. I don't have to underline that this affair is Class A priority numero uno. Hot.
I am only too aware of that, Mr. Marson, and believe me, I am doing all I possibly can. But this mission is really no piece of cake.
You can have all the cake you want and eat it too when you get home. Next time I call you, I want something concrete, something solid. I want results. You understand? Results.
Yes, Mr. Marson.
You are the worst boss. I don't know if I'd agree with you there, Extra Isby. I mean, like, there's been pretty solid evidence for her, like, she doesn't just, like, wander off for no reason. Like, there's always, like, she always has to gather some kind of bit of information that will at least point her in the direction of where she has to go next. I don't know if any of this stuff has been a hunch, because if it was a hunch, then I probably would have made progress faster.
That is so beautiful.
Shave off his nose with a Parmesan shaver. Yes, we will visit violence upon Kate's boss, right after we visit violence upon Kate's husband, and possibly her best friend as well. Oh my god, actual people.
Good morning, sir.
Good day to you, ma'am, and welcome to the Hotel Kronsky. I don't expect you've made a reservation, have you? Well, no matter. We've got a few rooms left with a sea view. By far the best on offer.
Well, actually I wasn't counting on staying in Arrowbad.
I see. It's like that then. So, what can I do for you?
Yeah, Kate needs to quit her job and quit her marriage and just travel the world. As I said before, living her best life.
Let me introduce myself. I'm Kate Walker. I'm a lawyer sent by a major American law firm to take care of a delicate inheritance case.
Ah, very pleased to meet you, Miss Walker. Felix Smetana at your service. I'm the receptionist of this establishment. Between you and me and the brick wall, I often play the role of general manager here, too. Ah, these days the place ain't what it used to be.
This hotel is truly
soccer.
incredible,
That's
though.
cute.
It's kind of sumptuous in an old-fashioned way.
You should see how sumptuous our suites are. For more than a whole century, they have accommodated some of the world's greats. Would you like to take one?
Yes, please.
No, it's okay,
No.
thank you. I'm not staying. I've got to get away. I'm expected.
Right. Well, in that case, I don't see what I can do for you.
Harsh, but true.
Could you tell me if a certain Hans Vorarlberg has ever been here?
On a spa holiday?
Yes, that's it.
I'm sorry, but our hotel register is strictly confidential.
Come on, please. It's not like it's a state secret you're telling me here.
And if I just let you consult our register, what am I going to get out of it?
My eternal gratitude?
That's just what I was expecting. Adieu, as the French say, madame.
Usually I travel on this fantastic mechanical train. Haven't I seen some kind of a station here? Is it possible to arrive here by train then?
Of course it is. What were you suggesting? If I'm not very much mistaken, that's your air balloon I see getting blown to shreds in the hotel garden.
Oh yeah, the airship. That's a bit different. I just borrowed that to make the round-trip journey to Arrowbad.
Whatever. You better think about getting it off there, and quick. With that contraption on my lawn, some of my clientele might have a relapse.
It's a real shame that there aren't any guests at your hotel.
We had our moment of glory, but now it's all in the past. That's all.
Doesn't it make you sad?
Why should it? Once upon a time I met the greatest of the great. Now I got my memories. Sweet memories.
Sir, I really could use your help.
I'm sorry, ma'am, but my helping hand only serves my hotel guests.
Well, let me just say, that by helping me out, you'd also be helping out one of your very own guests.
Ma'am, I'm not to be wound around anyone's little finger. You hear?
I want to meet someone who lives here.
That's very inconvenient. None of my customers said they were expecting someone. You can't just turn up like that. We've got a very strict policy. In this day and age, the hotel ain't too open to, impromptu visits from any Tom, Dick, or Harry.
Please, I absolutely must speak with her. It's very important.
If it was that important, all you had to do was ring the hotel. People come here to rest, you see, to get away from the world, which ain't turning so good these days. Don't let me keep you. Good day to you, ma'am.
Honestly, if I could have called, I would have called, but I couldn't. So please, can you bend the rules just a little, sir?
Ma'am, in this hotel, we don't bend nothing for no one. With respect.
Got a weird, like, disconnect between, like, his delivery and the word and the phrasing he's using. He's got this, like, posh upper class, you know, British accent, yet he's saying things like ain't and we don't bend nothing for no one.
Well, thanks anyway.
It's weird.
At your service, ma'am.
Alright, what can we mess with on his desk, if anything? Let's see. I wonder if I can screw with his TV reception. Punch him in the face, yes. Oh man, I'm getting Broken Sword vibes now. I want to get the number of this hotel and then call it while I'm right here in the lobby. A la George Stobart. Pulling some George Stobart bullshit. Man, you seem to have nothing nice to say about this game, which is, you know, kind of not cool. If you can do nothing but complain, then you are welcome to leave. You don't have to be watching a stream of a game that you don't like. I'm sure you can think of better things to do with your time than just shit on everyone else's good time.
The door's locked, but I've still got to get in there.
Oh. Some kind of bad soccer thing just happened.
What the hell was that?
Soap, looks like. Oh, detergent? No, you're not. Okay. Okay, if you say so. March? What are you yelling about? Kitten. March, come here.
What the hell was that?
March. Come here, buddy. What? What? Come here. Are you a sad boy? What are you yelling about? Come here.
What the hell was that?
Come here. March. Oh, buddy. Yes. Put cat on mic. I heard, even over the sound of the game audio, I could hear my cat yelling from the other side of the apartment. Come here. Come here. There you go.
Attack! Attack! Attack!
Here's my buddy. Hi. You want to air your cat grievances to the world? Not while you're on my lap, though.
No! Oh!
Yes. What? What? What are you pawing at me for? Alright, anyway. What were we doing? Wandering around. I'm sure I gotta mess with this soccer game in some way. But let's see what else I can do in this area. Ouch! Ow! You're so pointy! What are you doing? Ah, okay, so here's the train station. This will be important later, I'm sure. What about over here? I think I picked up from closet was detergent. Don't know what I'm going to want to do with that, but I will figure something out eventually, I'm sure. Okay, not much to do over here. Alright. Yes. Are you happier now that you've remembered that your humans exist? You're not all alone. You don't have to scream. Scream your loneliness to the world. Apparently you don't actually want me to pet you. You just want to sit on my lap and then just kind of be on my lap. Let's see. Oh. There's another thing there. Ding. Oh, there you go. Okay, now you're on my arm. Cat-induced hard mode. Oh, dang.
I'm sorry to disturb you
Some
again,
hustle.
but I've absolutely got to meet Madame Romansky.
Don't even think about it. Any way into this hotel is bolted.
Why are you telling me that?
No reason. Like that, just in case you feel like walking in and rummaging about. The times are changing, ma'am, and we've had to introduce a security system. Keep out unwanted visitors as sure as we keep out the sand and the salt, if you get my drift.
Yeah, of course. Well, thanks again for your warmth and hospitality.
Okay.
Sir.
I'm sorry.
Well,
Ma'am,
I want...
that's very inconvenient. If it was...
Honestly, if...
Ma'am...
Well...
At your side. I wonder what the
Yeah, what's the use of opening and closing the windows, I wonder, or the shades? Drapes, I should say. Can I do something from the outside? Like over here? Doesn't look like it. Oh. Oh.
That is...
Oh, I have a weird idea. This is a very adventure game thing to do. Wow. Oh, that's so stupid. That's so stupid and I love it. What have I done, indeed? I have made a mess.
Sir?
You again? You're beginning to really overstep the mark. I warn you, one more and I'm going to... But what the hell's going on over there? Why is it me gets hell to pay when there's already too much work to do?
Yes, too much work to do. Too much soccer to watch. Oh, look at coattails on that dude. Damn. Oh, okay. Yeah. Oh no. God damn it, Kipper. So rude. Well, what happened was that I poured detergent in the fountain. Which is such an adventure game thing to do. Yeah, by way of distraction, to get Mr. Hotel Clerk. Here we go. Okay. To get Mr. Hotel Clerk out from behind his desk. Ooh, okay, we have a button. So many things to look at. Let's see. All right. I'm not going to read all of these, but okay. Blah 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 blah. Helena Romansky. 1/10/1981. Resident Code access card. What else we got? Hans Vorarlberg. Resident Code 1478. Which I'd like to write down, but there's a cat on my arm, so I'll just have to remember it. Another Helena Romansky. Okay, so that was as resident, 1270. So she visited once before, and then she just moved in for good. Okay. Yes. Screenshot. Oh, or okay. Or Marge can get off my lap. Perfect. And then I will just write it down anyway. Actually, yes. Oh yeah. There's like these little notes from other games. That's what these notepads are for. Okay. So, okay, so Hans, 1478, and then Helena, 1270. Of course I insist to take notes, because adventure game. Oh, there's more. None of these names seem to be relevant. But that might change later. I don't know. Edenor Hotels. Kronsky Hotel. Edenor Hotels. The Edenor Hotel Group is a hotel chain with a long tradition. The first Edenor was opened in Paris in 1928. Now we have prestigious hotels located in the historic centers of each European capital. Each establishment is unique and housed in former palaces, mansions, and stately homes, restored to their former glory and converted into luxury hotel apartments. That's right, I am old school. I grew up on games like this. I'm so used to taking notes. It's where my brain immediately goes. Edenor hotels are ideally located for capital city exploration. You may discover the beauty of a nation's architectural heritage while enjoying our high-quality accommodation and first-class service. Your total comfort is guaranteed. Your stay in an Edenor hotel will be much more than a stopover. The charm of each location with its period atmosphere will leave you with lasting and moving memories. Furthermore, our gourmet chefs are on hand to offer guests the finest of traditional cuisine from the host capital. We have 15 3- to 5-star establishments to our name, spread throughout Europe. Cool. Okay, Amsterdam, Holland, the Vermeerijk. Pardon my terrible Dutch pronunciation. Athens, Greece, the Acropos, Berlin, Germany, the Brandenburg, probably should say Brandenburg. Brussels, Belgium, the Hortage. Copenhagen, Denmark, the Kostrup. Dublin, Ireland, the Bale. Helsinki, Finland, the Singfors. Lisbon, Portugal, the Bellamoa. London, UK, the Picaster. Luxembourg, the Gutlanding. Madrid, Spain, the Iberrail. Paris, France, the Murist. Rome, Italy, the Maximus. Stockholm, Sweden, the Vasarin. Vienna, Austria, the Ringveen. And we have a number here, which is... I do draw my own maps, and my problematic opinions about Leisure Suit Larry are that it's bad. And I say that without ever having played them. So yes, that is problematic. Yes, thank you. 464-33643. Oh yeah, so what room were they in? I don't see a room number, just resident code. But I have their... Yeah. I mean, from everything I've heard, the Leisure Suit Larry games are not that bad. They're actually fairly fun, but I still have pretty much zero interest in playing them. If only because, like, the jokes have not aged well, and I don't really want to subject myself or anyone else to such poorly aged jokes. Yeah, exactly. Right, so 1270 is Helena's resident code, and 1478 is Hans Vorarlberg's. What does this button do? Ah, it opens that thing. Perfect. I can't use the phone. Okay. And I mean, I know that, like, you know, making a judgment about a game without ever having played it is not the best way to go about things. I'm fully aware of the flaws in my my logic here, such as it is. And who knows, if I ever actually played the games, I might like them, but they're not high on my priority list, let's just put it that way. Break the TV? Oh, I would love to. Oh, can I? I probably can't. I don't think I can interact with it at all. Yeah, I can't do anything with it. Anyway. Okay. So there's here, but then I also want to... What happens if I do this? 33643. I should save, yes. I'll do that in a sec. Oh, okay. Nope. It has been a while, yes. You are right. Menu. Save game. Ooh. Wow. This game is gorgeous. Sometimes. Ooh. We got an automaton wheelchair over here. What's this? Ooh. The heck is this thing?
I don't need to use this console. Not yet.
What is it? What is all that?
Hello there.
Drinks, looks
Good
like?
afternoon, miss.
Are you the hotel barman?
My name is James, miss. James, the automaton nurse. I am not a barman.
I'm sorry. I didn't want to upset you.
If you don't mind, miss, I would appreciate it if you would just be a little more rigorous in the terms you employ in the future.
Yeah, don't assume.
My name is Kate Walker.
Pleased to meet you, miss. You are not here for treatment, are you?
No, I'm not. I only want to meet Madame Romansky.
I would be delighted to serve you tea when Madame returns from her constitutional.
I don't want to impose. Maybe your mistress won't want to take tea with me.
Madame likes to complain for the sake of it. Believe me, she loves visits.
In that case, thanks for the invitation.
I'm sure we all know someone like that.
Have you ever heard of a Mr. Vorarlberg?
The name is not entirely foreign to me.
Really? You know Hans Vorarlberg?
That I cannot say, miss. Madame has forbidden me from talking about him and even mentioning his name.
Why?
Nostalgia, sadness, medication. Call it what you humans will. We never had this conversation, did we, miss? Madame would be very angry to learn that I know, and now you know as well.
I like this guy.
Don't worry. Mum's the word. Do you know Komkalsgrad? I left my train there with its engineer. You'll never guess what. It's an automaton just like you. There's even a family resemblance.
Firstly, I would say that I do not know Komkolsgrad. Secondly, I have never taken a train. Thirdly, the existence of another automaton with such a degree of finesse as myself appears very unlikely. Madame has always assured me that I am a unique model, a gift from a former admirer.
Yeah, but you two really do look alike. And you know, I miss him.
Why is he not here with his train, then? I would never allow Madame Romansky to leave on her own.
It's a long story, but hopefully I'll see him again soon.
Such attachment is very touching, miss.
Kate's new husband is Oscar. Hell with Dan. Marriage ended with Dan. Oscar is new husband.
Do you know...
Why?
It's a... Can you take me to Helena Romansky?
Not at this hour, miss. Madame will still be watching the sea at the end of the pier.
So?
Madame knows perfectly well that during this season I don't go down to the pier. My wheelwork goes dicky under the double corrosive action of the salt and sand winds. Listen, you can hear them sweeping up and down the beach and out to sea. We call it the salt wind here. It'll drive us all crazy one of these days.
Come on, just make a little effort.
No, I'll stay here and make ready for Madame in case she needs me. She can be so unpredictable, such violent swings of mood.
Yeah, you and Oscar have some things in common.
I'm looking for Madame Romansky. Do you know where she is?
3:30 to 4:30 p.m., Madame Romansky takes her daily constitutional on the pier. Tea is served at 5 o'clock sharp.
Is it possible to go see her?
As you wish, but do pay attention to the salt wind.
The salt wind sounds like something that would be in fall in London.
Well, I'm going, James. See you later, maybe.
It would be a pleasure to see you again, miss.
Hello there.
Good afternoon, miss.
Well, I'm...
It would...
Okay. Knocked over chairs? Come on. Surely it's someone's job to pick up around here. What's this? Oh boy. More consoles. Oh, actually. Hold on.
That door is locked.
I bet.
Darn it!
Oh.
That doesn't work.
Okay.
Just as I thought.
Oops.
Doesn't look like that works.
Dang it. Okay. Well, maybe there's a different code that I can get somewhere. Or, from the book. But I'm not going to try all of them. I'm not going to brute force that. What will be hilarious? Here we go. Here's some things that look promising. What's this? Kronsky Hotel. Access card. Temporary code 0968. Beautiful. Let's seahorse. That's cute. I guess it's just a locker room. No, can't really do anything else with those things on the bench. Oh, hello. You know what? We will speak with these fine gentlemen next time, because it is about time for me to end for the night. So let's just save again. And, yeah. I think that'll be it for me for now. We'll continue our explorations of the Hotel Kronsky and try to get in the good graces of Madame Romansky next time. So probably next week, Tuesday, will probably be a similarly late stream, probably around the same time, 8-ish p.m. instead of the usual 7:30 p.m. time. But tomorrow we'll be doing some more Reciteer, and then the week after that will be more One Must Fall 2097. Huzzah. So let's find someone to raid. Hold on, let me get to my correct window over here. This is the trick of doing this with two monitors now. Let's see. First I'm gonna sneeze. Excuse me. Let's see, we have... Ooh, we got some Metroid. What else? Ooh, we got some more Xenogears. Oh, Mark of Kree. Wow, that's a game I haven't even heard of in forever. What else? Anything else? Ooh, we got some guard duty with Taco Adventure. That looks like a pretty good point-and-click adventure game. Maybe we'll send you over to Nerethia for some Xenogears. Why not? I'm sure he's probably got nicer things to say about Xenogears than I do. But yeah, so have fun with that, and take care of yourselves, and I will see you folks tomorrow, and we'll do some dungeon diving and some capitalisming. So yeah. Oops. I didn't mean to do that. Oops. I accidentally canceled the raid. Nerethia. Oops. Spell his name right. No. Why the heck? There we go. Raid. Okay, there we go. Wow. You'd think that I would, know how to do that by now, considering how long I've been streaming. So yes, yeah, that's it. I'll see you folks tomorrow. Thank you for watching. Bye.